This is a sign of the desperation in Zimbabwe. Hundreds daring to protest on the streets of the capital in a country where open dissent is dangerous. The pressure on Robert Mugabe is building, and not just from his own people. The cholera crisis, which is claiming new lives every day, has been seized upon by the international community as proof that Mugabe can no longer protect his own people.
This is a humanitarian catastrophe. This is a breakdown in civil society. It is a blood-stained regime that is letting down its own people. Cholera is completely controllable and avoidable. The failure to do so is has got to be held as the responsibility of the Zimbabwean regime, and that's why I want the whole of the world's opinion to be heard in saying that this cannot go on.
But for now, there seems to be no end to this. In Harare, where uncontaminated water is in short supply, even children know the name of the disease that's stalking them. It's taken almost 600 deaths and close to 13,000 cases for the Zimbabwean government to admit its failures and appeal for international help.
People don't have access to clean water, sanitation isn't working, hospitals aren't able to provide treatment. So once cholera starts, there's no capacity for the government to rein it in. So what we're seeing now is potentially a worst case scenario.
This is what cholera does to people. All of these patients are Zimbabwean and they're being treated at an emergency clinic just over the border in South Africa. Evidence that Mugabe's misrule is now threatening the region, and even some of his former allies have had enough.
But I think now, that the world must say, look, you have been responsible with your cohorts. You have been responsible for gross violations.
But crucially, that's not the position of the South African government, despite this crisis spilling over its border and despite the daily misery of Zimbabwe's population. Along with hunger and disease, the soaring inflation rate means even the new banknotes, which people queue for hours, are almost worthless. The country is barely functioning, but Mugabe is still clinging on to power.